Hey guys, welcome back for Towers Films and
Doug, 218. I'm here again.
yes, we're both here for Big Brother Season 21, episode number 12.
12.
Diary Room Dish.
Or, if you sit there and watch the show, house guests, please.
Especially the last few weeks with the way the house guests are.
Oh my gosh.
You're kind of like, really? Well, we had the eviction, and it was Cliff, but he won Camp Comeback, and so now he's back in the game. Cammy, Ovi, and David are now out of the game, and they have gone home.
We thank you for your effort. We thank you for your time.
Yes. And Catherine is very upset by Ovi going home because... not Ovi, sorry. David going home. Apparently she's become fairly close to him over the last couple days.
Okay.
I guess. We didn't really see unless you watch the feeds. But I guess she's talked to him a lot in the last few days. Like the last few days before he went home. And really got to know him.
Yeah.
So, I guess she...
will
miss him, which is nice,
sometimes people bond quicker than others, and...
Well, considering she hasn't made that much of an effort, he's been back for a while. I mean,
It's funny how everyone suddenly gets all... I want to get to know you and talk to you before you go.
Well, I think some people do it just in case they come back in.
Yeah.
And I think they thought, or maybe she did, that he probably had the best shot at coming back in, but she was wrong. It was Cliff. So... of course, then we go into the HOH. Oh, well, before they actually did the HOH, they were all talking, like Nick and Bella were really upset.
Oh, yeah.
Which we figured they would be.
They were livid.
About the blindside vote, because they thought they were going to vote out Nicole, and they actually voted out Cliff. And so they're trying to spin this kind of like, oh, no, we thought, Cliff had the better shot at coming in. That's actually what Jackson tried to spin off to Cliff later on, trying to do damage control. That we thought he'd have the better shot at coming back in.
I love your story. I love your...
all that kind of stuff. And so they're trying to more or less say that they tried to tell Nick and Bella that they actually wanted to keep Nicole over Cliff. But, something else came up that they couldn't do it. Now, I don't remember them... Well, of course, we know that's not true, and they know that's not true. Because, really, when would you not have the opportunity to tell them anything?
You're always all together.
You're always all together, and you always keep other people who are outside your lines out of the HOH room. You did it to Nicole last week. You couldn't have done it just before the vote, because Bella's right when she said you had days... to tell us that you were going to do this, and you didn't. So they don't really believe.
Oh,
and now I think they might actually believe what Nicole had told them initially, and that maybe the other ones were spinning it a little bit. You think that might be the case, Nick and Bella? You might think Nicole was telling you the truth now, just a little bit. So now we had the HOH.
And, well, the HOH competition, it's a spin-off of a similar competition. How many, it was like, because it's a camp theme, how many of this camp badge appeared?
Like a memory, like the
memory
big game of memory kind of thing, where they'll show you all the badges, and then you have to, like, go... For example, what was a badge between two fishing badges? Or how many of this particular badge was there? That kind of thing.
So...
and it came down to Cliff and Jack. And, of course, everybody's hoping Jack would win. But Cliff won! Yay!
Okay, let's count it down, guys. He got banished.
And fought his way back in.
Fought to come back.
Yeah.
He got voted out.
And then immediately came back in and can't come back.
And just to stick it to these guys, won the HOH.
Yeah, finally the power shifts.
Amen. Amen.
But unfortunately, there are two powers floating around out there.
There's Jack's
and Christie's.
So,
it's too bad they have it.
Exactly.
Too bad somebody else didn't have it. Or too bad Ovi's power couldn't have transferred to somebody else.
And Cliff kind of talked about, while I was in this house, y'all didn't want to talk to me or this and that. Now
Well, you
that
told us in the dining room that.
you know,
But now apparently everybody's his best friend. That's usually what happens.
Oh
so,
yeah,
right.
And everyone's glad handing him, slapping him on the back, telling him we're really impressed and
But he's like saying, us 60 voted me out.
Yeah. I got no.
So.
Sorry.
And one of you banished me. And then the other one put me up. One of you put me up, and then everybody voted me out. So they're pretty certain. The 6 are pretty certain that that's who he's going to nominate. Well, why? He was not going to target somebody who's working with him like Nicole. So, and he basically tells Nicole, she's safe.
You're safe, and he told Nick and Bella they were safe. That he'd like to work with them.
Well, at this point, do they really have anybody else?
And it's a good idea for Cliff to.
But hasn't Bella really kind of burned a lot of bridges by what she's done? Who would trust her? None of the other side should. They've already burned them. She's already burned them multiple times.
Oh yeah. So,
I wouldn't trust her.
Cliff said, you can be, you can stir things up as long as you stir things up for me.
In my favor,
In my favor.
Right.
But don't burn me.
Would you really trust them? I mean, look at how many people they burned already, especially Bella. But.
So he listens to everyone's spiel about,
Like Chrissy talks to him. Well, they think Jackson comes up with this idea because they want to get Nick and Bella out.
Yeah.
So he thinks, well, how about you nominate me as a pawn?
Okay.
Then you can nominate like either Nick or Bella, just in case one of them wins veto or he can win veto. It doesn't really make much sense, really, if you think about it, because you could just nominate both of them if that's your target. And then so he can win veto. This is kind of his reasoning. He can win veto, and then Christy can activate it as the diamond veto. And he actually asked her if she would do that, and she said, yeah, absolutely she would. And then he'd have the power. He could not only pull himself off, but he had the power to nominate whoever he wants. And he's saying this so that Cliff wouldn't have to get his hands dirty, and he wouldn't have to break his word to them, because Cliff already said that he told them that they would be safe. So Jackson's thinking, well, if we do it this way, it protects you because you're not the one who did it. It's the Diamond Power Veto who did it, the veto holder. And then you could put up, it sounds like more like Bella than Nick that they want up, but
the thing is, it's like, they more or less told them this is what's going to happen.
Exactly. It's like they're still trying to say, like, how both Jackson and Jack are. Christy came at it a little differently, more like, this is what could happen. I have the Diamond Power Veto, and of course that made Cliff think twice about what he wanted to do with his HOH kind of thing, because he got this power floating around that he knows of, and he doesn't know about the other power, which is Jack's.
Yeah.
So, and he's thinking, crap, because what am I going to do? Because she can just. If one of
she can torpedo it.
Their people win it, they completely torpedo what he wants to do with this week. So, but like you were saying, like Jackson's like more or less kind of almost dictating it to him on how this should go. It's like, it's not your HOH.
Yes, it's so. To me, that just kind of put the writing on the wall, like for Jackson, for Mickey, and like Cliff said,
Yeah, that's not the only thing that put the writing on the wall for Cliff.
Like Cliff said, I've dealt with, bad men, bad locations.
Right.
I've dealt with some really heavy stuff.
Right. Yeah, I'm not intimidated by you, Jackson.
He goes, you think you're going to intimidate me?
Right.
Heck no.
Well, considering I believe he's a business owner, like oil rig, I believe.
And, some of these...
So, I mean, he deal with tough people.
And some of these oil rigs are put in some pretty sketchy places, and
tough workers. So I mean, if he can handle them, he can handle you, pretty boy.
So after hearing Jackson's dictation, or
Right. Speech.
And Christy going, well, I'd rather do it this way, and blah blah blah. He's like, oh heck no.
Right.
Oh heck no. If I'm going to take my shot.
Well, he's thinking. Cliff was even saying that
I got to break him up.
if he could convince Christy
not to use
her power somehow, then he could still do what he wants to do, what he plans to do this week. So I'm not really sure how he's going to do that. I think Christy can be manipulated that way because she does believe what Cliff tells her.
Yeah.
Because Cliff hasn't really lied.
No.
Really. He hasn't been underhanded that they know of, kind of thing. So I think if he tells her one thing, she'd probably believe it even if he meant something else. So I think that's kind of how Christy is. I think, I don't know if Jackson and Jack would believe it, but maybe they might. They seem to trust Cliff. And I think Christy does. That's how it comes across anyway. So I think if he maybe said, yeah, okay, to Jackson, okay, yeah, I'll put you up as a pawn, and then if you win that or something, but you don't need to use the diamond.
Yeah.
I could still put Nick and Bella because they targeted my alliance last week. I was put up, and I was out the door because of Nick.
Yeah.
So of course I target him too, but let's do it this way to ensure that he hopefully doesn't have the chance to play POV or something. And then actually go for what he really wanted to do, which is not actually Nick and Bella, but if he could convince them of that, then she may not use the diamond power veto. She might not convert it to that.
Here's the thing now, though. It's that, okay, sorry, we're jumping ahead.
Because we haven't told you yet who we nominated, so...
So, nomination ceremony happens. He comes out, does his spiel, click, click.
Right. And he nominates Jack and Jackson. And so, of course, they're not too happy about that.
Oh, Jack just kind of went up one...
Well, Jackson's thinking, or Mickey, is saying that it was expected that he would go up, because he volunteered to be a pawn. But it's Jack that they had an issue with, because they're both on the block now. And, but Cliff could also spin this by saying, well, here's the thing.
You banished me, you
banished
put me up.
And he voted me out. So, of course, and you guys, I know you're tight.
Yep.
So, of course.
If I can't get one.
And this way, he could also say he can't save you, and you can't save him while you're on the block together. You can only save yourself. And that could be why. Like, other ones have used that excuse, whereas, he can't save you if you're on the block and you're the one who banished me the first week, and he also voted me out anyway. So
if I can't get one, I'm going to get the other.
Let's see what he could say to them in private, even if they still are his target.
Yeah.
He could tell them, I have to make a sound like that in front of Nick and Bella.
Yeah.
But you're still the pawn. If you win, either one of you win POV, I'll put Nick up in their place. And then you could put somebody completely else up that nobody would vote for in their place.
See, now, here's the quandary. Christy's like, oh God, what do I do? 2 people that I like are now on the block.
Although I think she would potentially protect Jack over Jackson. I'm not sure about that, though. Maybe. When the how the eviction episode ended, she sounded like she was kind of on the fence. She didn't know which way to kind of go. Yeah.
She's like, now it's such a dilemma. What do I do?
Do I activate the diamond power veto?
Yeah. Or do I
let it go, run its course kind of thing? Because is it worth risking it now? Really, to do that kind of thing,
So, maybe in his own way, kind of, without really saying anything to her, kind of maybe put that self-doubt in. Maybe. I mean, we've already seen cracks in Grateful, so... Oh. Grateful doesn't exist anymore.
No, not after this blind side. And I think it's actually cracking even more, because if you've seen any of the live feeds lately, there's now, there might be a bit of a rift between Holly and Jackson, too. Because he doesn't like, there's they've been intimate, let's say, in the house. And she doesn't really like that. She's uncomfortable with it because of the feeds.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I mean, if they're under the covers, all that kind of stuff, the cameras don't tend to click away that much. So she may not want to be shown doing things on the feeds with millions of people watching. I mean, yeah, I have to respect that. I mean, not everybody wants to be an adult film star, let's say.
You know, and she
and
doesn't want to go home and face her mother or family.
well, yeah, like Bella. But this just happened yesterday. Nick basically said to I can't remember who he was talking to, but he was basically saying that, oh, he might break it up with her because, you know, he doesn't like that oh, she's just hot and cold kind of thing, and that, oh, you know, she doesn't want, well, too freaking bad. You've already done 2 girls in this house already, so who do you think you are?
Wow.
You know, take heed, ladies. If you meet him in real life, he's kind of a dog.
Just say no. Just say no.
There are better out there than him.
The little guy Ovi wasn't a bad little dude.
Ovi's a nice guy. There are other nice looking guys out there who are not creeps. Go for them instead. And
who doesn't have an arrest record.
Yeah, apparently he has an arrest record too. I think it's traffic violations though, but even so, I mean, that's whatever, but still, I mean, he's obviously not a great guy. At least not. I mean, if he can do that to 2 girls in the house, and he's, oh, if I don't like this, I'm gonna break up with her, and then he's kind of been somewhat bullying in the house. I mean, so is Jack. They're both very condescending to people. Would you really want to date that? I wouldn't. There's much, much better than that out there, and you deserve better.
Exactly.
And Holly, that means you, and same with you, Catherine. So
girls,
have some self-respect. Dump them.
Tell them
they're no good.
Hit the road, Jack.
You know, sorry. But anyway.
Anywho.
We digress. So, anyway, Jack and Jackson are nominated, but as we know, there are 2 powers still out there. Jax, who has the power to replace veto players. So we'll see. Vito is played Wednesday, so we will have to let you know if he used his power at all. We already know what happened with Vito, but we're not going to tell you because people don't a lot of people don't like spoilers. We don't want to ruin it.
So.
We don't want to ruin it for those who don't like spoilers. So, so we'll let you know if he did use his power and if he replaced anybody and who won veto. And plus, then there's Christie's power, which could turn the veto holder into the diamond power veto, and we'll let you know if she used it. And if the veto holder was able to choose who was evicted. Or who gets nominated.
Who took the seat.
Until then, well, I guess that is it for today. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when we upload. Every time Big Brother airs, we do other reality shows as well, so check them out. And thank you for joining me.
Hey, anytime. We gotta go now?
We do, just for now. But we'll be back on Thursday for Wednesday's episode.
Okay.
Which is POV. See you then, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.